Oh, hey guys, Key here. So, we're just gonna kind of continue where we were yesterday, although I noticed something that it's kind of making me smack myself, really. Because it's every time that I play this game, I always come past this detail over here that I just seem to forget exists. So, you're gonna want to go back here, grab your bomb. Oh crap, I misplaced it. Oh well. Well, there you go with that. I'm gonna need to go into town and get more bombs. There's also something else I need to do too. But pretty much you're gonna blow up that hole in the wall as soon as we get there. I think this is the building I want. It is. Okie dokie. So you're gonna go buy more bombs. Sure, I'll buy your bombs, buddy. Because it's such a bargain. And then a little side note that you might want to consider is the thing that I'm holding here is the rupees bag. It's 80 rupees for a wallet though, so you can't buy it yet. But, you know, when you get there, I recommend getting it because it'll hold more rupees and that's just awesome. Again, I guess I'm greedy. I don't know, but I guess it's always good to have extra rupees. It's always good to have the extra money. Okay, so now that I'm full of bombs and ready to go, we'll go blow a hole in the wall. I don't recommend actually trying that at home. It's messy and it'll make your parents mad, or your roommate or your landlord. I don't know how old you are or if you're on your own. And you know, this is actually what you're going for, was the empty bottle. That's all that you did all that for. The empty bottle. And you probably think, Kiwi, that's absolutely crazy, but I promise you that it is not as crazy as it seems. So, I'm still backwards on the controls. You think I would have it by now? I need to go get, uh, yeah. Huzzah, I have water. Just pour that on there. And yay, we can climb up Mount Hell now. The only reason I really call it Mount Hell is because firstly, I hate spiders. I mean, I'm arachnophobic, although they don't bother me in that sense. But it's just like, these spiders are irritating. And then you've got the boulders, and it's really, I can imagine that it's really hot on Mount Hell. Especially since you have to, like, go to the center of it, and there's a bunch of lava, and it can't be any fun. These things here, as you can see, they hurt Link because they're spiky. Spiky things hurt. But luckily you can use the bottle on them if, you know, you're so inconvenienced. I hate these spiders. And you know what they say, BYOB. Bats are kind of irritating too. But I think that's mostly just because, like, they're, like, in the way. I mean, they've been in every Zelda game that I can think of. I think there's a few where they're, like, not there, but, like, In ones that share format with this, they've been there, so I don't know. These things are also frustrating, but you do that and then you can just go strike them with your sword. But you have to take their face off first before doing so. Thank you, Eslo, I just said that. This is just... Him and Midna? I've never said her name right. And Navi are probably my favorite companions. But, I mean, that's me. People are actually really frustrated by Navi, though, because she's just, like, states the obvious, and that's what I love about her, though. Everything is silly of you, Eslo. Sorry, I wanted to get that guy out of the way. This is actually pretty nifty and important for later. You can use Eslo as a parachute thingy. If I can aim right. And that's kind of important for getting not only up the mountain, but later on you'll see when we go to get another one of the element doohickey things, because that's what I'm going to call them from now on. Okay. I don't think I have to worry about up here until later. I'm actually pretty sure I don't. I don't know. Let me try to take care of part of that now. But later on, you are going to have to do something a little special to get to the, yeah. I can't, again, I'm struggling with, I can't English today again. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know. And there's going to be lots of things that you can use to get into Minish size that are just, it's going to be like, wow, I didn't realize that was there. Because that's what Link is. Link is full of surprises. You know, there's no physic logic in this game. There's really no physic logic in any of these games, I suppose. But yeah, now that you've done that, let me go see if I can't do that here instead. If not, then I'll just go back down the mountain a little bit and do that later when I can. And I cannot do that here, so yeah. I just wasted your time. Fabulous. That's part of the fun of Zelda, though, is the exploring and the figuring out and trying to find the loopholes so you don't have to go back down Mount Hell and do everything again. That's a Minish hole, and I kind of want to explore it. If we can just take a moment here. I'm not in a hurry. I hope you aren't either because you're sitting here playing a video game, but let's take a gander. Whoa. Let's, okay. I guess this is what happens when you try to go on adventures. Don't eat me, Mr. Fly. Well, this looks like a disaster. I did all that for a kinstone piece. And I gotta go back the same way, too. Legends of Zelda. Okay. Let's see here. That fly is annoying. So yeah, I did all that for a kinstone piece. I can't believe that. I suppose that's just part of it though. There's like a lot of side stuff in these games. It's like, oh, the princess has been kidnapped and there's, you know, and more important stuff to do, but hey, look, I can carry the milk to your grandson, or, you know, just a bunch of side quests. I'm a sucker for side quests. I don't know why I'm going on about them. I'm a sucker for them. Well, that don't help me at all. I'm gonna try to blow it up because that seems like a pretty good way to go about things. And would you look at that? Just look at it. Okay, I need bombs again. Well, that's pretty sweet. It's better than 1 rupee. And a kinstone piece. And a heart piece of heart, not a heart container, but although I did add to my heart container, but I mean, yeah. So that's a nifty little secret right there that you guys could use if you like nifty things. I don't see why not, because they're nifty. Oh good, another one of you. A shrubbery. I've always called them shrubberies, I don't know why. So, yeah, you could do that too, and you don't have Mr. Shrubbery's Ginstone piece, so I suppose we shall come back to that. I cannot control. Okay. You think I'd have this down by now? You really would, but I don't. And I probably never will. Okay. So yeah, we've already come back this way, but again, you're gonna need to blow that up. I just usually ignore enemies like that if I can. I don't have time for them. I don't want to have time for them. I think that's a pretty sound way of thinking. I feel a little bomb happy right now, I gotta tell ya. I mean, it's still Mount Hell, but they're really keen on you letting you blow that stuff up. Yeah. Yeah. I do not have a problem, I promise. Why are ladybugs enemies in this game? Like, do they just think, oh, you're gonna be a tiny person in an outside setting, so you're a ladybug? I mean, ladybugs are harmless. Rocks, not so much. No. As a matter of fact, one might even, you know, say that sharp rocks can, you know, really hurt. Now, the importance of the hot spring water is that you can use it on the green seeds. We need to use it on that particular one where it defied physics because we need to get up the mountain. Typically, when you want to go to the summit of a mountain, you go up. Because I suppose up is the way to go. There's friggin' bats everywhere. I'm gonna pass up a rupee. I just did it. I passed it up. There you go. I'm not greedy anymore. Maybe. And yeah, there's a bit of repetition here with the wind gusts and the me not being able to aim, but you know, it'll be worthwhile. You climb up here, and then yeah, like I said, just use the hot spring water on the green. It will grow, and you can begin to ascend to the heavens of hell. I typically don't read signs, but why not? Okay, so I'm assuming I need to go to the mines. That seems like a pretty safe assumption, because, you know, I need help with a sword, and mines are typically where they kind of deal with that sort of thing, so my logic isn't as flawed as you may think. And remember, chests are important. These things suck, because they turn into spikes, that's why they suck. You're going to want to go ahead and blow both of these up, just to get the point down, I guess. The only reason why I say blow both of them up is because you don't know if you're going to have to come back. That's why. Then it'll be in your way, and then you'll kick yourself, and you'll think, I should have listened to Kiwi. Life is pretty straightforward when you listen to the Kiwis. Yeah, no, I don't want to go to the bottom yet, but thanks for asking. What is this? And sometimes along the wall I like to blow stuff up. Because if you guys haven't figured it out by now, I like bombs. That's the wrong order. There we go. And here's another shrubbery. You do want the grip ring, trust me. It's gonna make your life a whole lot easier. Because now look what you can do. And that might not seem too fabulous, but that is gonna come in handy. But I can't do this yet. No, I can't do this yet. What is it doing to me? So yeesh, perhaps-ably, we can find another way to the top. Actually, no, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I need to go this way. And when you're climbing, you want to be very, very careful because, again, sharp rocks hurt. Sometimes it's unavoidable. No bomb throwing. It's like they don't know me. Well, this is pretty awesome. Except it doesn't do a damn thing. Okay. And yeah, just continue climbing. It might seem kind of tedious because it's all you're doing is going up, but I promise it's worthwhile. Ooh, that was an enemy. Ooh. I don't like the fact that there's like so many. Yeah, this will be pretty interesting here because, yeah, thanks, Eslo. I was getting ready to get into that. You want to be careful of the raindrops because you're a little person, and, yeah. That's like the only time you have to worry about it, though. So next you want to come over here. Put that in there. And then this, this is the thing. This happens. And you just kind of want to push it over to the other hole. And just push in my boulder. I have 1 heart left. That's bad. And ta-da! Nope, that's too easy, isn't it? Well, diggity darn it. There we go. I did it. Ooh, that's bad. Da, 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 da. Why are they giving me bombs? Yay, I have hearts. Okay. Um, so that's how that goes. By the way, you pick bombs up with R and you throw them with R2. I wouldn't hold them for too long for obvious reasons. You know, bombs, they explode. And of course I take the rupees. A lot of it is primarily just climbing at this point. That's kind of all we're focusing on doing. You know, before it's like you have little side things you had to do, but for the most part, it's just us and the mountain. Mount Hell. And yes, I am going to try to get that chest because it is heavily guarded and it seems like that could be something good. If it's a kinstone piece, I'm just going to be so done. Whoopsie daisy, I messed up. I have a tendency to do that a lot, don't I? Let's see here. It's a kinstone piece. You know what? At least give me hearts or something, you know? Because I just... I'm just gonna roll through here. Because they see me rolling and they hating. Okay, so here's the mines. I'm sorry, but the Minish are so adorable. They really are. They're little people. Little itty bitty Minish. And they have tails. Of course you know who I am. So, yeah. Well, that's reassuring. You know, in fairy tales and stuff, I've always loved dwarves. I don't know why, I just have. Like, even in Once Upon a Time, I love the dwarves. I just do. In The Hobbit, I don't know, they're just my preferred. I don't know why. It's a dwarf. I mean, what's not to love? They sing a lot. It's kind of fun. And I kind of admire the whole mining thing. That's pretty cool too. So here we are, finally in, I just call this hell. I don't even shorten it to anything. Well, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna have to go this way. Hey, look, bombs. And of course I'm gonna ransack the jars, because that's how I do. I'm trying to remember how to do that, Eslo. Whew, I think I remember how. Okay. Well, that's gonna be pretty handy. You're probably thinking, oh good, a room of rupees. Don't do it. Just no. Because that right there could be trouble. Those things will suck you up inside of them and they'll steal your stuff. And they typically steal your shield. And that's just a pain in the bum, so don't do it. Because bum pain is really annoying. I swear I'm normal. Maybe. Although there was one point in my life where I was dropped on my head. I was a small child and I fell out of the chair. And the rest is history. But it looked like fun. You can never have enough bombs. Diggity darn it. And they didn't even blow a hole on the wall. I keep a pretty safe distance when I land my bombs because I've killed myself like that before. Um, yeah, I placed the bomb and I stood too close and it went off and I had one heart left and that's how Link died. One of his many times. Yes, I remember how to shrink. Typically enemies will leave you alone when you're tiny sometimes. Unless they're made specifically to attack you. I can't get to the other side. Well, this looks ominous. Is it ever a wonder that it gets more and more ominous the deeper you get into hell? I didn't think so. Well, that's great. Again, those little things, they will come back in the lava there, but you need to be really, really careful because lava is hot. Again, you learn something new every day. Okay, this is a little tricky. And you might begin to panic when it wobbles, but don't, you're fine. You're probably thinking, Kiwi, that was really mean. But you know what? These things are going to be used for my disposal into these holes, so tough luck. If I can get them in the hole. Yeah, you gotta go around. And again, it might make you a wee bit nervous because you're flying over the lava, and lava hurts. Just a scotch. But you know, it is what it is. I survived it, and if I can do it, you can too. You're probably better at this game than I am, and if you are, kudos to you. Okay, I have a key. I need to go the other way, silly me. Back in this contraption. Even though Eslo really hates it, he'll be okay. I'm just gonna go back. I'm not even gonna try the stones. And we ride. No, I don't have time for you spinny things. Whew. Oh, goody. I'm gonna have to fight something. Oh, this is just fabulous. Isn't this just fabulous? There's so many. The cane of... I did not see the name. I'm very sorry. I like the cane, though. The cane is very lovely. I don't... I don't have a key. Oh, I remember now. Okay, thank you, Isla. See, having a companion is helpful. And away we go. Sometimes, anyways, other times they just state the obvious and it's like, why did I even bring you? In this case, it's because he insisted on riding on my head. And because we have the same objective. And because it's just, I guess, really fun to wear a bird on your head. I've never tried it, and I don't think I'm going to. At least I hope the occasion will never rise. I don't know which way I want to go, so we're going to become tiny for a minute. These little green things still can hurt you when you're tiny, so please try to avoid them. Those things will not go off either. They're blade runners is what I call them, and they're just a pain, an absolute pain. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Okay, there's the cart, and then we go this way. I don't know why I'm so excited about it. We're just gonna shove this right here in the hole. And then if I can get a grip on what I'm doing here. Get yourself together, Kiwi. But that's frustrating. Okay. Are you serious? Those things are gonna be the bane of my existence. I can feel it. Oh, no, no. I know what I'm supposed to do. You know what, Mr. Bat? I've had enough of you. So you go up here, you go over, you go down. Hallelujah, there's a chest. And oh, bless it, there is a kinstone piece. You can also flick these things out with flame. It's pretty awesome thing there. This again gets really, really tricky at this point because you're gonna have to maneuver a wee bit. You have to be quick on your toes if you want to live. Woo! Because that's what happens when you're not quick on your toes. You burn your bum. And again, bum pain is not recommended. You'd think I'd stop doing that. But I have a feeling this is just the beginning of my bum pain. Okay. I don't know how I'm supposed to live through this. Somehow I did it. Okay, up and over here. And then you're gonna want to get in the hole. And up into the gust, and yeah. Now I noticed that Link's hair is always messy. You think it would kill him to brush it every now and then? I mean, like, I understand the hat hair, but the entire game, his hair has been a mess. And again, this game is going to try your nerves by seeing how close it can get you to the fire. Because, well, again, this is hell. Unless, everybody is wrong and, like, he says that Lucifer actually burns cold, then I'm wrong and I owe the devil an apology, which seems really odd in context, but hey. Gotta love them kinstone pieces. Originally, this is where we're going. Big blue chest means big key. Big key means we can get out of here. Getting out of here means that we can cry hallelujah, except I think I spat out on the wrong side. Yep, I definitely spat out on the wrong side. Well, crap. Excuse me while I proceed to sob deeply. You know, accidents happen. You just gotta roll with it. And we continue. I just got a text message, but whoever it is can wait a second. Typically you would hear bagpipes if my tone was on, but you know, this is not a time for bagpipes. And I know, silly Kiwi, we have to do all of this over again. Instead of making you guys watch me go back through this all over again, I'm going to take a moment to pause the video and go through and get back to the blue chest, and then I'll proceed from there. So if you'll give me just one moment. And we're back. Okay. So you got the red portal there. I actually jumped out on the right side. Huzzah! And it'll take you back here, and yeah. Blue portal also does the same thing. I don't know. I think this is the way I'm supposed to go. No, that's wrong. Bad Kiwi. I'm doing all the wrong things. Okay, so let's go back to the start. And back to the red thing. Because you're here pretty much. You're already, and then clear the fire because, well, yeah, fire's bad. And in passing, this is gonna flip, and then you're gonna sneak onto it because you're awesome that way. And then I'm gonna look for hearts or a fairy or something before I continue because there's lava involved. I have officially made it to the deepest pit of hell. And I'm gonna get a fairy for it. Because we fight them. You fight those fairies. Okay, so this boss is probably one of my least favorites actually. So this will be interesting. I think I don't like him because he shoots fire. Okay, this is the part where you scream like a little girl. Because you're on top of a dragon. Fire thing. I call it a, I don't know. I think I'm going to nickname him Smog because I can. It's basically, yeah, dodge the fire, he'll leave a path behind. He gets quicker as time goes on, so you're going to have to be a little more sly about it. But you're going to flip that around, and then run on his back and slash the crap out of it. And then you want to get off him when he starts shaking, because that could be imminent death for you, pretty much. Woo! There's the lava. Lava's hot. Diggity darn it. And again, you'll have to do this a couple times. It'll get more intense as it goes on because it sucks like that. And yes, he does expand the lava because he is a jerk face. So it doesn't say expanded for long, though. It just does that briefly. I would say he's angry. How about you? Flip it over. Oh, jeepers. Nope, no, it's not over yet. Woo! See, this, I told you my bum pain was not over. this whole fire thing is kind of hard. Woo! Take advantage of the hearts and the fire, by the way, because you're not always going to be able to dig out your fairy. I mean, in this case, I was able to, but you're not always going to be able to do that in situations like this. So try to take advantage of what you have. Move. Get out the way. Whoa, okay. Are we done yet? No, apparently not. I really don't like this boss. Woo! Hot tamales. You know what I could use that'd be really helpful? Whoa, no, don't get rid of the sword there, Link. What you doing, buddy? Ta da da da. So yeah, that's that. And then mysteriously it hardens. And there's the fire doohickey. And you got a heart container. Yep. And that is the conclusion of the second element. And pretty soon after I get the sword, I'm gonna go ahead and climb back down Mount Hell. But yes, it was a pleasure going to hell with you all. And I'm glad we've come back from it. So pretty much we need to go sneak into Hyrule and put our blade in the element chamber thingy. And that's sadly not as easy as it sounds. So we're just gonna go ahead and climb down now. And yeesh. That's not what I wanted to do. Frick, frack. No, no, there we go. And there's a place where you can climb down the mountain from from one of the walls, but I just don't have any desire to do that because rocks. So I'm just gonna go back the way I came, pretty much. And here we are. Congratulations, you survived Mount Hell. Let's head back to town now. Because I want my wallet, and because we have to do the thing. You know, the element thing. Yeah. You know, some days it's a wonder. I can't even English and I want to learn Spanish. I actually have to take that within my first semester too, so that'll be an interesting thing to do. And ta-da, you have the wallet. Bigger is... Okay, no, I don't agree with that, and I'm not gonna say that because I don't agree with it, but yeah. Alright, so this is the part where things get, well, you'll see. I don't have to word it anyway, you'll see. Basically, what we're doing is we're trying to get into the castle. And it's pretty easy the first time, but the next two times that I have to do this, I pretty much have to sneak off. It's like, it's not enough that I'm, like, you know, trying to do 50 other things. Now I have to sneak through Zelda's castle. That's not, it's not easy, because in case you missed it, hey, it's Zelda's castle. I think that thing would be a little foolproof, don't you think? If only it were this easy every time. If only. Because a door glows, you assume it's a door to a sanctuary. This, I mean, it's right, but the logic is just so beautiful. So, I think we're looking at it, we're only gonna have to go here about 2 more times, maybe 3. But it's still a massive pain. And yes, the sword does indeed change color. This is a pretty nifty trick that's gonna help you later. It's certainly gonna help you get out of here. And you can always cancel that in the middle of it by pressing the R button. And things are unlocked along the way once more. They'll continue flashing on our map until I go deal with it, so... Oh, I only had one. Anybody else notice how his hair bounces when he walks? Anybody? That's a sign I've played this game way too much. Remember, children, never become power hungry. It does very bad things to people. Like that. That's bad. It's always the wickedness in the hearts of men that gets you. And most especially, it's very important to stay away from evil hats. And that would be where? I don't know, I think I have to go over here next. No, I have to go down here. Oh boy! But first, I think I'm gonna stick around town just a wee bit longer. Yeah, she can flip pots and turn them into a portal, by the way. That's just something that is new. Or, I guess, as to some people. Can't really check anything yet because these masks are in my way. But if I remember correctly, I don't have any red kinstones. So, hey again, farewell. Of course this would be in the mayor's backyard. Gonna need a little more force power, but maybe You know, why didn't he go get this himself? I mean, if it was under his house, why not? And that, my dear friends, is out in Lon Lon Ranch, which I will venture over there in a few moments. But, um, you know, there's a lot of secrets around town that you could actually benefit from. And I'm going to explore some of those, but I'm going to do it in the next. Right now, I think we should just head over to Lon Lon Ranch and take care of that. And then I'll come back and show you guys some pretty awesome stuff. If I can get down there, maybe. And we're walking, walking, walking. Can't remember. Yeah, Lon Lon Ranch is I thought so. I've got this all wrong. Look at me being turned around. There's a dog. Dogs are awesome. Okay. I was gonna say, I hope I have some bombs. Ooh, spoilers. Well, would you look at that? I have no idea how I benefited from that besides a bigger wallet, but I'll take it. There has to be a way to do this. been here before. That's something I will explore later. Right now, I just want to get into the ranch. I don't believe I know what I'm doing. Surprise, surprise. It says I can turn into a little person, but I think she's blocking the way in. Meaning that's not gonna do me any good right now. Well, I suppose I shall have to find her father later. Let's go back into town. And I will show you some of these awesome things that you can do while you're in the town. I'm trying to think. I need to get some water. I'm also, that lady's gonna be in my way for a minute. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this and flip this. Where were you last time I did that, Eslo, huh? You're gonna be gibbering and jabbering about how human objects can be used. And yes, the Minish are typically everywhere. You'll find them in buildings, outside, little makeshift mushroom houses. It's awesome. Yes, so let me go ahead and flip that for a minute. So that's an interesting thing right there, yes. That leads to the shop across the way. And oftentimes things you might want to explore a little bit, and that's not wrong. You know, exploring can be fun, but for the most part, that's all that does. Then you can come out of here. Actually, no. They have a teacup bed. I adore the Minish. You have no idea. I'm gonna come out of here, big sized, maybe. Typically, I fuse a bunch of kinstones and then I go play fetch. Let's see here. This is where you're going to want to use the water. Dump it in there. Flip the pot over. Yippity-doo-dah. Something else that's awesome is sometimes you can go under the stove. So no, you can't. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you're gonna be alright, guys, though. You don't really need to do this quite yet. But it will come in handy. Let's venture out as a tiny person, shall we? Of course, you want to be careful with some things like water when you're tiny. The puddles are very big. You know, just kind of like imagine what it'd be like to be small, and then whatever you think would be dangerous is typically what would fit into that hole. Like the steam, you gotta watch out for that. Wow, I fell. Yes, I did it for the rupees. This is where I'm gonna go ahead and stop, because this is all I have time for today, but next time on the Minish Cap, I will definitely get you guys into the next element. Um, and I still have some things that are in town that I want to show you as well. And maybe I'll even go get some of those kinstone rewards, as well as looking for more kinstone pieces. But until next time, I hope you enjoyed this video. You guys are awesome, and I sign off with a toodaloo.